This conference.
Once again, good morning to all of you. Let us start with today's session. So, in the last class, if you remember, we discussed on creating a new company, and also we discussed creation of ledgers. Okay, so any doubts regarding the previous session, let us clear those doubts and then we will move forward. So, do any one of you have any doubts regarding the previous session on how to create ledgers? Fine. So now let us start with today's session where we will be recording few transactions. Okay, class. So can you see the screen? Yeah. So this was the company that we had created in the last class, MCC Tallyprime. So I'll open this company. Right. So now let me just have a look at the ledgers that we had created in the last class. So in order to view all the ledgers that I have created, I'll go to alter from gateway of tally. You can see I have an option here, alter. I'll go here and here under ledgers, I can see all the ledgers that I had created in the last class. Okay, so these are the ledgers that we will be using in order to record the transactions. And if you want to make any changes in the ledgers, suppose while creating, for example, Ravi traders, suppose instead of mentioning sundry creditors in the group, you might have mentioned sundry debtor. So in order to make changes in any of the ledgers, so again, from your gateway of tally, you can go to alter, you can go to ledger, you can choose the ledger which you want to change, and again it's going to take you back to the ledger alteration screen wherein you can alter the details or whatever you want to make changes in that particular ledger. So this is how you can make any changes in your particular ledger. Okay, and after making the changes, press Ctrl A, which is the shortcut key to accept the screen or save the process. Are you guys following? Any doubts? Fine. So today we will be recording all the transactions that we had done manually. Okay. So for that, if you guys remember, we had discussed three important components. One is ledgers, the second one is groups, and the third one is vouchers. Right. So we have created the ledgers, we have linked them to their particular groups. Now we have to use vouchers in order to record these transactions. Okay, so now what I'll do is uh, I will display you guys the notes for the vouchers. You can make a note of it. Okay, so that when we are recording it, you guys can have an idea which voucher to use. So can you see the screen here? Right? Is the screen visible to you? Okay, so make a note of this, whatever the eight accounting vouchers that I have listed here. Okay, make a note of it. Please let me know after you finish making a note of it. Okay, we'll continue. So in Tally, we have 24 predefined vouchers. So Tally has given us 24 vouchers in which we can record our transactions. So out of these 24 vouchers, we will be discussing about the fundamental 8 accounting vouchers. Okay, so using these 8 accounting vouchers, we will record all the transactions that we had made a note of. So in order to check all your vouchers, you can go to chart of accounts, and under chart of accounts you can go to voucher types, and here it is going to list all the 24 predefined vouchers that are there in the software. Okay, so you can have a look at it. So out of these 24 we will be using 8 accounting vouchers. Is it fine? So now we will record the first transaction. Okay. So I want any one of you to just tell me all the transactions one by one as we record them. Okay. So what was the first transaction? Anyone, please react, or even you can drop a message in the chat box.
So the first thing is payment to record all the cash/bank payments made by the company.
No, no. I'm asking you for the transactions that we did in the first class. Okay, so I have a message from Pujita. It's cash account debit to capital account. Okay, so this is the first transaction that we had passed. So we will see how to record this particular transaction in Tally. Okay, so now before that, I had given you these accounting vouchers, right? So by reading the definition of each voucher, what do you think? Which voucher are we going to use in order to record this particular transaction?
The first one.
The first one, payment. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, the definition of payment voucher says to record all the cash or bank payments made by the company. So if the company is making any payment, in that case, we will use this payment voucher. But what does the first transaction say? The first transaction say started business with cash of rupees 10 lakh. So in what sense is the company making a payment here? No, it's not making a payment. So then, can you tell me which voucher? I just gave you a hint, right? So if the company is starting the business, it means the company is receiving cash. The cash is being introduced. So for those kind of transactions, we will be using which voucher?
Then the second one, so
It is the second one. It's the receipt voucher. Okay. So it says to record all the cash or bank payments received by the company. Okay. So now from gateway of tally here, what I need to do is I will go to vouchers. So under transactions, you can see that there is an option called as vouchers. So this is where I'll go, and this is my voucher screen. Okay, here as I mentioned, we have plenty of vouchers. So for this particular transaction, we will be using the receipt voucher. Okay, and you can see, as I mentioned in the last class, for every option there will be a shortcut key mentioned right besides it. Okay, so for a receipt, you can see that it's mentioned here as F6. So F6 is the shortcut key in order to use this receipt voucher. So either you can click on this receipt voucher, or you can use the F6 button in your keyboard. Okay, so now I'll click on this F6. So right now I'm in my receipt voucher. So how can you come to know that you are in a particular voucher? Is by looking at the name here. You can see right on the top left, it will be mentioned in which particular voucher are we currently. Okay, so are you guys following? Any doubts? Sir, list of ledger account is not coming for me. Pujita, just go to gateway of account from sorry, gateway of tally. So come to gateway of tally, and from gateway of tally go to alter. Okay, and under alter go to ledger. So here you can see all the list of ledgers. Did you get it? Okay. So now coming back. So from gateway of tally, I'll go to vouchers. I'll press F6 in order to activate my receipt voucher. And this is my receipt voucher screen. So this is where I'll be recording the transaction. Okay. Here on the top right, can you see that the date has been mentioned here on the top right? So it says 1st April 23. Okay, so in order to change the date, you have an option here on the top right which says date. Okay, the shortcut key is F2. So using this option, we can even change the dates of a particular transaction. Okay, so now as we are using education mode, okay, we are not using any license, we are working in educational mode. So if you are not using any license and if you are working in educational mode, we will not be able to use any dates other than 1st, 2nd, and 31st of a particular month. So these are the only three dates which I'll be able to use in order to record the transactions. In case of educational mode, if you have a license, you can use all the dates. But here we can use only 1st, 2nd, and 31st of a particular month. Is it fine? Did you guys understand? Okay. So now if you want to change the date, you can just press F2, or you can click on this date option and you can change the voucher date here. So I will leave it as 1st of April only. Okay, and now this is where we will be recording the transaction. So in the particular screen below, you can see that it's asking me for the credit. Okay, first I need to mention the credit column. Suppose for you, those of you who are following, are you getting this same CR credit, or are you getting something different?
So, it's
Yeah.
asking us for account it is, but it's not showing us the CR thing down.
Okay, so are you in receipt voucher?
Yes, sir.
So it's asking you for the account, right?
Yeah, and also the ledgers on the side are not shown for us.
Okay, yeah, yeah, I'll tell you. So every voucher can be recorded in different modes. Okay, there are different modes in which you can record your transaction. And for every voucher, you will have different modes. So similarly for a receipt voucher, in order to change the mode, okay, there are two modes. One is double entry mode and the second one is single entry mode. Okay, in order to change the mode, here again you have an option which is change mode. Okay, the shortcut key you can see it is control H. Okay, if it is having a double underline, it means it is control. So we will use this option change mode, and here you can mention as double entry. So in order to use your debit and credit columns, you can choose this double entry mode. So right now I'll choose this double entry mode, and then you are going to get this CR and DR, which is your credit and debit. So are you guys following?
So we're getting 2 by
Yes.
instead of.
Okay. So yeah. So initially, for those of you who are doing this for the first time, instead of CR and DR, you will be getting to and by. Okay. So in order to change that, what you have to do is you have to press F12. You can see here right at the bottom right, there is an option configure. Okay, so if I use this option here, so this is going to open the configuration screen where I can make some changes in this particular voucher. So here in the first itself, you can see use CR/DR instead of to/by. So this option should be as yes. Okay, so if it is like this, if it's like no here, you can just take your cursor there and you can just type yes and press enter. Okay, after that press Ctrl A in order to accept it. So then you will be getting CR and DR instead of to and by. Okay, so are you guys following? Okay, is it working for everyone? Does anyone still get to or by? No one? Fine.
Sir, can you
And from
repeat that CR?
yeah, yes, sorry, can you repeat?
Sir, I did not get that CR and the thing. Can you please repeat it?
Okay. Yeah, so from your vouchers screen, you have an option in the bottom right which says configure. Can you see here configure? So the shortcut key is F12. Okay, so if you're using a laptop, hold your function button and press F12, or you can just click on this configure option using your mouse. Okay, so as soon as I click on it, this is going to open the configuration screen. Okay, like all these are all the settings which we can change and enable or disable. So in the first, we have an option which says use CR/DR instead of to or by. So this option must remain as yes. So in your case, if it's like this, if it says no, just move your cursor here and make it as yes, and then accept the screen. Okay, press Ctrl A, which will accept the configuration screen, and then you will be having this CR and DR. Did you get it?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. After that, automatically it is going to list out the ledgers that we have created. Okay. You need not have to search for it. And if it's not automatically displaying, just press your space bar. So once you press your space bar, it is going to display. Okay. So does everyone have this list of ledgers screen displayed? Okay, so now it is very simple. We'll just have to look at the journal entry that we have passed, and we have to fill in the relevant details. So in our journal entry, what was the credit item? What was the credit ledger? So it was cash account debit to capital account. So this capital account is our credit ledger, right? So here in my list of ledgers, I'm going to choose capital account and I'm going to press enter. Okay, and here I have to mention the amount. Okay, so the amount is 10 lakhs. Okay, after that I'll press enter. Now it's asking me for the debit one. So again I'll press enter. Now I'm in my particular field. I will choose cash. Okay, I'll choose cash and automatically it's going to fill in the cash because as all of you know that debit and credit column must always be the same. It should always match. Only then it is considered as a valid journal entry. Okay, so then press enter and here below this you have the narration screen. So all of you know what is narration, right? So after every journal entry we will write a small note, okay, which will explain what exactly this journal entry is about. So all of you know that the narration always begins with the word being, and you can fill the narration. You'll say started business with cash. Okay, so this is how you can give in the narration. Yeah.
So I got two credits. It was already there. For me, it
Okay.
says two credits and then the debtor thing comes. So how do I remove the
Okay.
middle credit?
Okay. So in that case, wait, I'll tell you. So here, it's giving you two credits, right?
Yes, sir.
So first, in the first credit column, you take capital account, you give in the details and press enter. And the second time when it's asking you for CR or DR, you just have to press space bar. Okay, wait. Don't press space bar. You just have to change it there. So if it's mentioning as CR in your second particulars, just make it as DR. You can manually type it DR and press enter. Did you get it?
Oh, sir, I tried to change it. It automatically just clicked credit as Aryan Traders. I don't know why.
Just press backspace in that case. Okay, if you want to clear whatever you have done, press backspace.
It's
Okay,
not clearing.
now, okay, do one thing. You press escape, you come out of that screen. Okay, press escape. You come to gateway of tally. Did you come to
Okay.
gateway of tally?
Yes, sir.
Now just repeat the same thing. Come to vouchers once again. Okay, choose F6 receipt voucher. Okay, after that, press Control H in order to change the mode and make it as double entry here. Okay, and now you try the same thing. First, it's asking you for the credit one, right? So just follow whatever it's there. So first you take credit, then choose capital account, and here mention the amount and press enter. After you press enter, here in your debit credit option, if it's again mentioning as CR like this, okay, just make it as BR and press enter.
Got it, sir.
Got it? Fine. Okay, then narration. I just gave the narration, but I removed it. So giving narration is optional. It's left to you. If you want, you can give the narration, or else you can just press Control and action the screen. Okay, so this is how we will be recording our transactions. So any doubts in recording a transaction? Did all of you follow the same thing which I did here? Okay, so yeah,
So after
fine.
narration, you accepted the screen, right?
Yeah, I just press enter and accept the screen. Okay, either you can press enter, or as I mentioned that there is a shortcut key for that, Control A to accept it. Okay, you can directly press Control A also to accept the screen after giving the narration. Fine. So now let us record the second transaction. So what was the second transaction? Can any one of you please tell me what was the second transaction?
HDFC to cash account.
Okay, HDFC bank account to cash account. Fine. So now again, I will show you the vouchers that we have. So now tell me, out of these eight vouchers, which one are we going to use? Read the, what is a definition, think and tell me.
So payment, first one.
Payment. Okay, fine. How many of you say payment? Does anyone have any different answers other than payment? Okay, Pujita says it's contra. Okay, any other answers? Okay, so it is not payment. So see here what payment says, to record all cash or bank payments made by the company. In the sense, if the cash company is making any payments, okay, if they have purchased something from the supplier and if they are making a payment for it. So in such cases, we will use the payment voucher here. In this transaction, we are not paying anything. What we are doing, we are depositing, right? So we have certain cash in our company. So first we introduced some cash. Now out of that we are taking some amount and we are depositing it in a bank. Okay, so when we are depositing in a bank, so then we will have the journal entry which says HDFC bank account to cash account. So if you guys remember in your pre-university, I guess, so when you were preparing this double column cash book, single column cash book, so you will have a column where you will mention the contra entries, right? So what does this contra entry mean? When there is both cash as well as bank involved in your journal entry. Are you guys getting what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there are three situations where you will be recording your transaction in contra. Okay, this is something that you guys have learned. So one is when our transaction involves both cash and cash. Okay, so for example, like your petty cash book account debit to cash account, so something like that. So in that case we will use contra. Okay, and the second scenario where we will use this voucher is when both bank and bank is involved. Okay, so when we are transferring the amount from one bank to another bank, so even in that case we will use this contra. Okay, and the third case is when both cash and bank is involved in the transaction, either when we are depositing in the cash or we are withdrawing from the bank. So that is when we will use this contra voucher. Is it fine? Did you guys understand? Any doubts on the contra part? Do you want me to repeat any point? Fine. So let us record the second transaction. Okay, so now for contra, you can see here on the top right, the shortcut key is F4. So either you can press F4 or you can click on this contra voucher. So right now I'm in my contra voucher. Let us not change the dates. Okay, let all your transaction be in the same date, because I just mentioned that we can only use three dates, right? So let us use one particular date for all our transaction, which is 1st of April. Okay, so now here what will be credited? It is cash, right? So we will click on this cash, and here I have to mention how much I'm depositing. So if I'm not wrong, was it 5 lakh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll say 5 lakh here. Then debit will be HDFC bank account. Okay, 5 lakh, so it's automatically taking it. After this, just observe, you will have a new screen. Okay, so here this is the bank allocation screen. Okay, this is called as bank allocation screen, wherein you will mention the instrument that you are using in order to deposit your cash. Okay, so are you using, like, are you depositing cash, or are you depositing check, are you depositing DD? So in order to use the instruments, so I will repeat it. So after you select HDFC bank account, and when you press enter, so it was going to take you to the bank allocation screen. Okay, right now you can see that my cursor is here in the amount field. So if I want to move here in the left, which is my instrument field, I will press backspace. Okay, after that you can see that my cursor is currently in the instrument field. Here I'll mention the have like the instrument type. So for that I'll press space bar. Okay, once I press space bar, you can see that in the right I have all the different instruments like check, DD, e-fund transfer, others, and under show more you have again ATM, card, cash. So these are all the different types in which I can deposit the cash. Okay, so we have bank allocation screen here. So here under the transaction type, as of now I'll take cash. I'll choose cash. I'll press enter. So the amount is automatically captured by the software. Again I'll press enter, and here you will get the bank denomination screen. Okay, how many of you are aware of what this bank denomination screen is? You guys are aware, right, what this is about? Yeah,
Yes.
so if you guys have visited a bank anytime, and if you have deposited some cash in it, okay, so first you have to fill in the bank denomination, this thing, what is that, uh, list, wherein you have to, okay, you want me to come again, Simran? Fine, I'll do it. Okay, so this was the second transactions that we are recording. So I will choose contra voucher. Okay, so F4. So in the credit column, I will mention as cash, because cash is our credit item here, and I will mention the amount, which is 5 lakh. Okay, so then in the debit column, I will choose HDFC bank account, and again you can see that the amount is automatically being captured. The moment I press enter, I'll get the bank allocation screen. Okay, so you can see that my cursor is here in the amount column. So if you want to move it to here, which is the instrument type, so you can press backspace. Yeah, tell me. Okay, fine. So after that, here by default it is taking as cash, so leave it as it is and press enter. You will get the bank denomination screen. Okay, wherein you have to mention what currency notes or how many currency notes of this particular currency are you using to deposit the cash. Okay, so you have to mention it here. So now I will mention the cash denomination screen. You can just have a look here. So I will say, wait, it's 50,000. Let me make it as 1,000. So you can see that the total amount is being matched with the bank denomination screen. Okay, that means I'm using 1,500 notes in order to deposit the cash. Okay, Are you guys following? Fine. Okay, you can give the denomination as per your requirements also. So what I'll do is I'll press enter. Okay, here I have to mention the bank name. So the bank name will be, so yeah, I'll tell you how to mention this bank name. So what I did is in the bank name field list, I just press space bar. So after pressing space bar, I got the list of banks. Here I have an option which says specify bank name. So I'll click on this, I'll press enter, and I'll just mention the bank name, HDFC bank account. So can any one of you tell me what's the full form of HDFC? Nobody knows the full form of HDFC bank. Okay, fine. Then find out what is the full form of it. Okay. So yeah, I'll just repeat what I did. So in the bank denomination screen, I will mention all the relevant details. And again, I've come to the narration part. And in the narration, as I mentioned, it is optional. Okay, if you want, you can give the narration or you can skip it. Press enter and accept the screen. Okay, so this was the second transaction. Any doubts in this second transaction that we just passed? So Anmol, do you have a doubt? You have reacted with the thumbs
No,
up. Okay, so if you have a doubt, react with a thumbs up. If you don't have a doubt, react with a thumbs down. Fine. Yeah, good. So Madhumita, yeah, Housing Development Finance Corporation. Good. So yeah, that's right. HDFC full form is Housing Development Finance Corporation. Okay. Also find out what's the full form of ICICI Bank. Okay, coming back. So let us record the third transaction. Okay, so what was the third transaction? Can any one of you tell me, please, what was the third transaction?
purchase account debit to traders account.
Okay, purchase account debit to party. Who was the party? Ravi Traders. Okay, so now tell me, which voucher are we going to use? And we will not be using payment. Okay, for this transaction also, it's not payment, so don't get confused with payment. Okay, so now tell me which one will we use.
Is it purchase?
Yes, it is purchase. Okay, so what does purchase say here? To record all the credit purchase transactions. Okay, so this transaction, as you can know, there are two types of transaction. One is cash transaction and credit transaction. And in this case, the transaction that we discussed is a credit transaction. So we will be using the purchase voucher in order to record this particular transaction. Okay, so from gateway of tally, again I'll go to vouchers. Okay, here you can see here on the top right, the vouchers screen is listed. So I will choose purchase. Okay, F9 is the shortcut key. Okay, so this is my purchase voucher. And as I told you that every voucher have different modes in which we can record these transactions. So similarly for purchase voucher, we have three different modes in which we can record the transaction. So we will have a look at these modes. So again, I'll come here. You can see the option, right? Change mode. So I'll click on this. So you can see that there are three different modes. One is item invoice. The second one is accounting invoice. And the third one is as voucher. So the first one, item invoice, we will use this mode when any stock item is involved. Okay, when we are dealing with any stock item, only then we will be using this mode. Okay, but in this okay, fine. So I'll repeat it once again. So what I did is, from gateway of tally, I came to vouchers. Okay, here I have selected the purchase voucher. F9 is the shortcut key. Okay, and as I mentioned, every voucher has different modes in which we can record the transaction. So right now we are in purchase voucher. Okay, and purchase voucher also has different modes. There are three different modes. So which are the three different modes? So in order to check that, we will press Control H, or we will click on this change mode option that you can see here, right? And here you have the three options, three modes: item invoice mode, accounting invoice, and as voucher. The first one, item invoice, we will use this mode only when we are dealing with stock items. So in this transaction, there is no mention of any stock item, so we will not use this voucher. And then we have accounting invoice and as voucher. So I can use any of these two vouchers to record the transaction. In my accounting invoice, I will have the single entry mode. Okay, wherein I'll have the account and I'll have the particular screen. Okay, it is the single entry mode. But in as voucher, I'll have my debit and credit fields. Okay, so for this I will choose as voucher. So go to purchase voucher, press Ctrl H to change the mode, and select as voucher. Okay, select this and press enter. Okay, so now did you observe that my screen changed? Are you guys following? Any doubts? Okay, fine. So here you can see that first it's asking for the supplier invoice number. Okay, so I will give a random number. I say PUR01. Okay, so I'll give a invoice number here. So the date is 1st of April, so it's taking the previous date itself. So I'll not be using any other dates other than 1st for recording my transactions. Okay, so now here in the credit column, it is Ravi Traders. So the journal entry says purchase account debit to Ravi Traders, right? So now I will choose Ravi Traders. Okay, after that you can see that we are getting the receipt details. So in the receipt details, you can see that you have your basic transportation related details, like your receipt note number, your dispatch number, your destination, carrier name, a bill of landing, your motor vehicle number. So these are all the basic information related to your transportation. Okay, so you can skip all these details for now. We will just say Control A. Okay, this will going to accept it as it is. I'll say Control A. Then again it is going to give me the party details, like who the party is, what's his address, and all those things. So I'll again press Control A. Okay, so did you guys get it, what I just did now? Okay, do you want me to repeat what I just did? No? Fine. So now let us mention the amount here. So what was the amount? I forgot. Can anyone please tell me what was the amount?
10,000.
10,000. Okay, so here I'll mention 10,000. Okay, and now observe what will happen. Okay, very important. After this, when I press enter, here this is going to display the bill wise details. Okay, this is called as bill wise details. This option is available only when you are recording credit transactions. Okay, see, when we are recording credit transactions, what we will do, we will make a note of that, right? What kind of note will we make? We'll mention the party name, that this particular party. Will mention the amount, that this is the amount that we are supposed to pay him on so and so date. So only then we will be able to recognize or remember that okay, I have a creditor to whom I should make a payment. Okay, So this is how we will, record our credit transaction. So in order to do that, I have four kinds of. Sir, can you please come again? Okay. So first thing, all of you know that this is a credit transaction. Okay. So whenever you are recording a credit transaction, it means you have to remember, right? So to whom are we supposed to pay? How much are we supposed to pay? On which date am I supposed to pay him? So we have to make a note of all these things. Only then we will remember that, okay, I have to pay to Ravi Traders. I have to pay him 10,000 rupees and on so and so date. And I have to clear the bill. Okay. So for that, what we will do, we will maintain a bill. Are you getting my point? Guys, you want me to repeat it once again, or are you understanding what I'm trying to say? Only if you react, I'll be able to know. Okay, fine. I assume that you have understood it. So, in order to record my credit transactions, I have four types of bill. Okay, four types of bill. So we have here new reference, against reference, advance, and on account. Okay, so these are the four bills which we will use in order to record our credit transactions. Okay, now I'll explain each one of them. Pay attention. Okay, this is very important. So first one is new reference. Okay, so we will use this bill, this new reference bill, when we are recording a credit transaction with a new party. Okay, in this case, Ravi Traders is the new party. So we are recording the transaction with Ravi for the first time. So that is why, as the name itself says, it is taking a new reference. Okay, suppose if I make another transaction with Ravi, another purchase transaction, a new purchase transaction with the same party, even in that case, we will choose this new reference. Okay, are you understanding? Okay, fine. After that, we have another one here, against reference. Okay, we will use this one, this bill, when we are clearing the pending bill. So if I have a pending bill with any of my creditors, let us take the example here for Ravi Traders only. So if my bill is pending for Ravi Traders, and if I'm clearing that bill, okay, that particular bill, whatever the amount it is, if I'm clearing it, okay, if I'm paying the due amount, in that case, I will use this against reference. When I am clearing the pending bills, when I'm clearing the pending bills, I will use this against reference. Fine. Did you guys understand? Yeah, okay. After that, you have advance. So as the name itself says, okay, advance. So advance is when you are receiving any amount in advance, or if you are making any payment. Okay, if you are receiving anything in advance, or if you are giving something in advance, that is when we will use this bill, advance reference. Okay, this is pretty simple, as the name itself says, advance. So when any advance related transactions are there, we will use this bill. Is it fine? Okay, and the last one is on account. Okay, so this is, rarely used, this bill, but this is a little tricky one. Okay, so now I'll explain it. Try to understand. Okay, now suppose I have 10 new references with Ravi Traders. Okay, I have made 10 new purchases with Ravi, and I have 10 references. That means I have 10 bills which I have to clear. Okay, I have 10 pending bills, and the total amount of all these 10 bills, let us say, is 1 lakh rupees. Okay, the first bill is rupees 10,000, the second is 20, the third one is 5,000. So each of this bill has a different value, and the total of all the 10 bills is 1 lakh rupees. So what does that mean? The total amount is 1 lakh. That is what I'm supposed to pay to Ravi. That is my pending amount. But as of now I don't have 1 lakh rupee, right? So I have only 50,000 rupees, and I say to Ravi that I'll give you 50,000 as of now. The remaining 50 I'll pay you to you on some other date. Okay, so this is the agreement that I make with Ravi, and I will pay him the 50,000. So what I'm doing is I'm clearing some bill. Okay, clearing some bill. But there are 10 bills, and I'm not sure to which bill am I going to clear it. See, I am paying 50,000 rupees, but I'm not sure which bill am I supposed to use. I have 10 bills, right? Each bill has different values. So which bill am I going to clear? So when I'm not sure to which bill am I supposed to clear, in that case, I will use on account. Did you guys understand? Do you want me to repeat it? Class?
We understood, sir.
Okay, fine. So in this case, which bill am I going to use?
New reference?
Yeah, it is new reference because this is the first time that we are making a transaction with Ravi. So it will obviously be new reference. So I'll choose new reference. So you need not have to choose any bill. Tally will automatically deduct the transaction. It is going to understand the transaction, and it is only going to mention the bill. Which bill are we supposed to use? Automatically it will show you. If you want, I can repeat it. So I'll go to vouchers, I'll go to F9 purchase, I'll press Control H to change the mode. I will select as voucher, and here in the supplier invoice number, I'll give a random invoice number. So in the credit column, it is the party name, which is Ravi Traders. Okay, so you have your dispatch details like your transportation basic details. I'll skip these details as of now by pressing Control A. And in the party details as well, you have the same party related details which you can skip. And here I'll mention the amount, which is 10,000 rupees. And as soon as I do that, it is going to take me to the bill wise details screen, and you can see that automatically it has selected new reference. Okay, you need not have to toggle around. Fine. So now I'll select this new reference. So this is the name of the reference, and here you have the due date. Okay, that means when are we supposed to pay him? So as of now, I will leave this screen blank. Okay, and I will just accept this bill wise detail screen. Fine. And in the debit column, I will choose purchase account, and it is asking me for the inventory allocation. That means if I have any stock item, do you want to mention those stock items? That is what the screen is asking. As of now, we are not dealing with any stock items, so what I'll do is I'll just press enter. Okay, and after that again I'll press enter. So this is going to take me to the narration field. Narration is optional. If you want, you can give it or you can skip it. Then I'll accept the screen. Okay, so this is how you pass your purchase entries. Any doubts? Okay, no doubts. Fine. So yeah, let us record all the transactions today. Let us finish it. Okay, what was the next one? Next transaction.
It's Aryan Traders to sales account.
Okay, now once again I will show you the vouchers. So tell me, which voucher are we going to use now?
Sales.
So it is sales. Okay, the procedure is same. Okay, you just have to change the voucher here. Okay, so right now I'm in my purchase voucher. As you can see here, it's mentioned on the top left. So I will just select the sales one here. Can you see, right? Sales voucher, it is the shortcut key is F8. So I'll press on this sales. So this is the sales voucher. Again, by default, it will open in the item invoice mode. Okay, even sales voucher can be
Excuse me, sir.
recorded in what?
Sir, I have a doubt. Previous
Okay.
transaction, after actually, selecting the option of new receipts, when I basically try to exit the screen by pressing Control plus A, I get this cost center creation, something like that.
Oh, is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in that case, what you do is it only you or anyone else did you get this option? Did
No, sir,
anyone
we got
one of you get? Okay,
no,
you
sir.
guys have finished recording the transaction, is it?
Yes, sir, we
Others.
got what you have now.
Okay, fine. So the one who asked me the doubt, in your case, what you have to do is, wait, I'll tell you. Okay, so here, let me repeat it. So after you select the new reference, you're getting something as name of the cost center, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, in that case, you press your F11 button in your this thing keyboard.
Okay.
Okay, you're using a laptop or a PC.
So laptop.
Okay, in that case, hold your function button and press F11.
1 minute. I get this details, features, and all they're showing.
Yes. Okay, this is the company features screen. Okay, you can even see in my screen also the same thing is being displayed. And here, the third option under your accounting, you have the third option which says enable cost center, right?
Yes, sir.
Is it showing as yes to you?
Yes, sir. It was yes. I have to change it to no.
You have to change it to no. Just type no there and press Control A.
Okay.
Okay, now you try to record the transaction. Are you getting the same thing?
Sir, one more doubt I have. So my transaction date basically is the 31st March 22. So when even though if I change the date, it's still showing 31st March 22. How can I change it to 1st April 23?
Okay, so what happened in your case is
Hmm.
while creating the company, you might have changed the financial period. So in your company, you have taken the financial period for 20 to 23, I guess. Okay,
Okay.
so
So
that is
again, we
why you
have
are
to
not
go
able
to
to.
Gatewell.
Okay, so if you want to change it
So how do I change it
again,
now?
okay,
Hmm.
we'll do one thing. Again, changing that will also alter a lot of things here. So you do one thing, it's fine. I told you, right? The dates in educational mode really doesn't matter. You can record the transaction in whatever
Hmm.
date it is. Okay, after that, after we finish recording all the transaction, I will tell you how to change the financial here.
Okay. Okay.
It's
So
fine, you
when
can.
I press Control A, I get this error something that date can't be below the financial year 1st April
Yes,
23. Even though my
yes.
date is on 31st March, so how do I go with it?
Okay, it's fine, you can record it in 31st March only. It's not an issue.
But then again, when I press Control A, I get this error screen. So after this, what do I do? How can I go to the gateway of Tally page again?
Go press escape key in your keyboard. Press escape key. Press
Okay,
once
sir.
again.
Okay. So
Now are you in your gateway
will
of
it
Tally?
be saved or should I do it again?
It will not be saved because you have not accepted. Wait 1 minute. I'll tell you. Okay. Are you in this screen gateway of Tally?
Uh, yes, sir.
Okay. And you can see on the top left, what does your current period say?
It's 31st March.
No, the current period on the top left, which says 1st April
Current period.
2023.
Basically, I have two companies. Since Tally was already installed, so I have one
Uh-huh.
previous company plus the new company which you had asked us to create. So I had
Okay.
given the financial year of this year only, but then again it got automatically changed to 2022.
uh, it won't automatically change like that. what happened is, so what exactly is showing in your current period? Tell me.
So it's 31st 3 2022 showing
It will not show you like
currently.
that. It's going to show you in this format: 1st April 23 to
Yes,
31st
sir.
March.
The current is 1st April 2021 to 31st March 2022. Then current
Ah,
date is 31st March.
okay, so you are using
Mm.
the wrong financial year. That is, you're using the 21-22 financial year. Okay, so the financial year in your company says 21-22, but you are
Mm.
trying to record a transaction on 1st of April 2023. So
So I have
the
to
current date is
change
far.
the period.
Yes, yeah, listen to me. The current date is far from
Uh,
your financial year. So you can't use a date which is not in your financial year. So you can use the dates only which is in the financial year. So in your case, it is 21-22. It's not an issue. Okay, let it be 21-22
mm.
only, but use the dates which fall under that financial year.
Okay, so but then again, when I try to change the date before 22-23, it's still not getting accepted.
Okay, now I'll do one thing. Wait, go to vouchers.
Vouchers. Yes, sir.
Okay, press on, go to purchase voucher.
Okay.
Press
The option
F2.
is it's in purchase voucher only.
Okay,
F2.
then press F2.
I get the voucher date.
Press space bar.
Okay.
Okay, now give the date as 1.4.2021. Okay, then press enter.
It still get that error thing only. That date can't be below the financial year beginning date 1st April 23.
Okay, then you do one thing, press F2 once again.
Okay. I'm still getting the same.
No, no, you do one thing, press F2 and press space bar.
Okay.
And here you
Yeah.
give 1st April 2022, 1.4.2022. Now, did you get the same
It's
message?
still the same. It's still the same.
It's still the same thing.
Yes, sir. It's still the same.
How can it be the same thing? We are trying all the different dates, right? Okay, try
I
all the
don't know.
dates.
It's still.
Yeah, press 1.4.2023.
It's still the same, sir.
Okay, are you getting this error only for this transaction? How were you able to record the previous transactions, the last two transactions?
Last two transactions, when I press the Control A, it used to get the same message. But then again, when I press the Enter, it used to go back to the home page.
So you are not able to record the first two transactions also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I thought of asking you after the class, after everything ends. But then
Okay.
again, I got this problem.
Okay. So what is happening is there is some error which is generated while creating the company. So yeah,
Hmm.
I will rectify that error. But as of now, let us finish all the other transactions. Then I'll come back to you. What's your name?
Swati, sir.
Swati. Okay, Swati, after the class, you stay back. I will rectify that error which you have generated while creating the company.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. Sorry for the interruption.
No, no, it's fine. Okay, does anyone else face the same issue? No one? Fine. Then we shall proceed. Let us quickly, we have 15 more minutes left. Let us quickly finish all the transactions. So now we will choose F8. Okay, we are recording the sales transaction, right? So it is pretty much the same how you recorded the purchase. So I will choose F8 here. Okay, so this is in item invoice mode. I have to change it into as voucher. So Control H, I will choose as voucher. Okay, and here you will get the debit and credit columns. Okay, so in this case, what will be debited? It is Aryan Traders. Aryan Traders account debit to sales account. So in the debit field, I'll choose Aryan Traders. The same thing, the dispatch details, like how you got in your purchase transaction. I will skip this as of now. Control A and Control A. Okay, and for how much are we making the sales? Can anyone tell me? I forgot the amount.
20,000.
Okay, so it is 20,000. So again, you are going to get the same bill-wise details. Okay. So for this also it is new reference. Okay, because Aryan Trader is a new party. So Tally will automatically sense that, and it is going to select new reference by itself. Okay. Now I'll press enter. Okay, you can give the name of this invoice. I'll say SALE01. Okay, and the due date you can leave it blank, and in the credit it will be sales account. Okay, then it's going to ask you for the item. We are not dealing with any item, so I'll press enter. Okay, and accept the screen. Fine. Any doubts in recording the sales transaction?
So can I know what you named the new reference as? Sale.
Sale 01. You can give any name. Okay, you can give whatever you want. It's left to you. Okay, it's not like you have to copy exactly what I've given. You can give any random invoice number. Okay, fine. What was the
Sir,
next
in the
transaction?
inventory, excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes.
Inventory allocations page, what should we enter?
Don't enter. Don't. There is no item that we are dealing with, right? Just press enter
Oh,
button.
okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, fine. What was the next transaction?
It was to the sales account.
To sales account. Okay. After that,
Yeah.
the next transaction, the journal entry that we passed after Ardian Traders account debit to sales account. What was the next one?
Ravi Traders account to purchase return account.
Ravi Traders account to purchase return. So can anyone of you tell me which voucher we will use for recording our purchase return transactions? I'll give you a hint. Okay, so you guys have prepared ledger books, purchase ledger, sales ledger, purchase return, and sales return. So when you are preparing those ledgers, if you remember while preparing your purchase ledger, purchase return ledger, so you will mention the serial number, the particulars, and after that you will have a column, okay, which says debit note. Okay, so similarly in Tally also we have an accounting voucher in the name of debit note. Okay, which is used to record purchase return transaction, and similarly we have credit note which is used to record sales return transaction. Okay, fine. So in order to activate my debit note, what I have to do is, as you can see in the right, I don't have debit note mentioned here. So what I'll do is I'll click on this other vouchers. F10 is the shortcut key. I'll use this other vouchers. So here you can see that I have the debit note. Okay, the shortcut key is Alt F5. So I will select this debit note, and once again the debit note also can be recorded in different modes, three modes that we discussed. So it is by default, it will always be in item invoice. So what we have to do now, we have to change the mode. So what I'll do, I'll press Ctrl H and I will select as voucher. Okay, in this we have a new mode which says used for interest accounting. This is used when we are uh, calculating interest, simple interest, compound interest. For such transaction we'll use this mode. As of now we will not go into that. Okay, Pujita wants me to repeat it. Fine. So what I did is, yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Hmm?
So before you repeat it, I had a small doubt. In the
Yeah.
previous transaction that we did, the one where we
Yes.
renamed the new reference as sale 01, that is showing
Uh-huh.
on my debtor side and not the creditor side.
Yeah, it will. Wait, I'll open the transaction. So it's, yeah, it's correct. It should be in your debit side only, because Aryan Traders is debtor, right?
So when I click on the sales accounts, it's asking me for name of item, quantity, rate per, and then amount.
Leave all those. Just press
So I
enter.
just press enter. Okay, sir.
Ah,
Yes, got it. Thank you so much.
yeah. Okay, fine. So now we were recording the debit note, right? So from here again, from gateway of Tally, I'll go to vouchers. Okay, I'll press F10 other vouchers. I will choose debit note. Okay, I will change the mode. I'll say Control H and I will select as voucher. And again, it's the same thing, same procedure, nothing new in this. You'll have your debit and credit column. You just have to fill in what is debit and what is credit. So in this case, it is Ravi Traders account debit to purchase return. So now again, we will have this bill of reference which is going to come. Can any one of you guess me now which bill are we going to use?
Against reference.
Very good. So it is against reference. See, already we have a pending bill with Ravi. Okay. And now we are returning some goods, okay, worth some rupees. So what I have to do is I have to make some changes in the pending bill, right? If I'm supposed to pay him 10,000, now I'm returning him some goods. So I'm going to less some amount from that particular pending bill. So I will be using against reference. Okay, so now observe, I will choose Ravi Traders. Okay, here again it's the tracking details like your dispatch details and all. So skip all these details, but instead of giving the dispatch details, you can mention the original invoice details. So original invoice details means the one which we record, the purchase transaction that we recorded, right? So for the purchase, if you guys remember, the invoice number was PUR01. Okay, so this was the invoice number and the date was 1st of April. So I just have to provide this invoice details here. Okay, and after that I'll press enter. I'll select, I will finish all the party details. How much are we returning? Can anyone tell me the amount quickly?
5,000.
5,000, sir.
5,000. So I'll mention here 5,000. And now you observe the moment I press enter, you can see here. So automatically Tally it's taking against reference. We need not have to tell Tally to go to against reference. Okay, automatically it's selecting it because it knows that there is already a pending bill in Ravi, and right now we are making a purchase return transaction. So it means that there is something that has to be done or dealt with the previous bill. So that is what Tally is understanding it automatically, and it is choosing against reference. Okay, enter. So you can see right in the pending bill, it is displaying me the pending bill. So this was the pending bill. If you remember the balance, you can see here 10,000 rupees, the purchase that we had made. Okay, so I'm going to select this pending bill. I'll say enter. Okay, the amount 5,000, it's taking automatically. I'll press enter, and credit will be your purchase return account. So I'll choose purchase return. So again, the same thing, the item allocation. I'll skip this. I'll just say enter. Again, enter. You will come to your narration screen. You can provide the narration. If not, you can press enter and accept the screen. Okay, this is how you can record purchase return transaction using debit note. Any doubts? No? Shall we move on? Okay. So the next one is a sales return transaction. Aryan Traders returned goods worth something to the company. Okay. So for that, we will be using credit note. So again, what I'll do is I'll go to F10, other vouchers. I will choose credit note. Can you see here? Alt F6. So I'll choose this credit note. I'll say enter. The same thing. Everything is the all the procedures are the same. I'll again press Control H. I will change the mode into as voucher, and again in the credit column this time it will be sales return account debit to Aryan traders. Okay, so here in the list of ledgers I'll choose Aryan traders because you can see here it's asking me for the credit list. Okay, I will choose Aryan traders. So again, this is all the dispatch details. I'm going to skip this, and I'm going to provide the original invoice number. If you remember, it was sale 01. Okay, you have to provide the original invoice number which you guys have given. Okay, if you had given something else, don't use this invoice number which I am using. You should use the ones which you had given during the sales transaction. Is it fine? Okay, so after the original invoice number, you have to give the date. It's automatically going to take the date. Enter. So this is the party details. I'll accept it. So we are returning, let us say 5,000 rupees. That is what we are returning. I mean, he's returning. Sorry. Okay, so Aryan Traders is returning 5,000. So again, as you all know, it is going to take which reference. It is going to take against reference. Okay, if I press enter, you can see that automatically it has taken against reference. I just have to enter and choose the pending bill. So if you remember, this was the pending bill. You can see the balance which is 20,000. I'll say enter, and I will finish that, and in my debit column it will be sales return. So you can see in the end I have sales return here. I will choose this. So there is no inventory. I'll press enter, and I'll accept the screen. Students, any doubts so far? Are you guys following? Do you want me to repeat any transactions? Are you stuck somewhere? Please let me know. Fine. Okay. So let us finish the last three transactions quickly. So what is the next transaction? Can anyone please tell me?
Ravi Traders account to cash account, sir.
Ravi Traders account debit to cash account.
Yep.
So now again I'm going to display the accounting vouchers. Now tell me which voucher are we going to use?
Is it payment?
Yes, it is payment. So what we are doing, we had purchased some goods from Ravi. We were supposed to pay him, and now we are paying him back. Okay. So if I'm paying him something, it means it is a payment. So you can see here to record all the cash or bank payments made by the company. Okay. So we are making a payment here. So we will use payment voucher. Okay, so we'll come to tally here. So for payment it is F5, you can see here, right? So I'll select this. Okay, and here I will change the date. Okay, I will use 2nd of April. Okay, so again I'll repeat, we can use only three dates: first, second, and 31st of a particular month. So April does not have 31st. So can we use 30? No, we can't use that also. So in that case, the months which don't have 31st, in that case, we can use only two dates, which is first and second. Okay, you can use 31st only in the month which has 31st. Fine. So now I'll press F2 because I'm making him the payment. Let us do it in the next day. So I'll choose it as 2nd April 2023. Okay, so it has changed the date. So now debit will be Ravi Traders account. Okay, I'm going to choose Ravi Traders account, and automatically I have to pay the pending amount. So the pending amount will be 5,000 rupees, because if you remember, we had purchased 10,000 worth of goods, uh, out of which we had returned 5,000. So in that case I am liable to pay 5,000 rupees. So I'll mention here 5,000, and automatically again it's going to go to against reference. Okay, because we are clearing that bill, right? So it is going to take against reference. So this is the pending bill. If you remember, initially our pending bill was displaying as 10,000, but now can you see it's showing as 5,000 here. So this is the balance that we are supposed to pay him. Okay, so now I'll just select the spending bill. Okay, and credit will be cash or bank. Okay, in our case it was cash, so I'll choose cash and I will accept the screen. Okay, this was the payment transaction. Okay, let us quickly record the last two transaction. What was the second transaction? I mean the last
So,
second transaction.
so under the credit option, I'm not getting the list of things to be able to click cash account.
Okay, in that case, on the top, can you see the option called as show more? Here, show more. Can you
What?
see this?
Yes, sir.
Go there
No,
and press
sir,
enter.
I can't see that. I can't. I don't get the list of ledgers at all.
Press space bar.
Okay, yeah, I got it now.
Is it showing cash over there?
Yes, sir. So I click on cash, right?
Yeah,
Okay, sir.
fine. Okay, so let us record the last second transaction. So if I'm not wrong, it is company received the pending amount from Aryan Traders. Okay, so now quickly read this and tell me which one are we going to use.
Is it receipts?
Yes, it is receipts. It says to record all the cash or bank payments received by the company. Okay, so now let me quickly record the transaction. So here it is receipt voucher, right? So I'll press F6. Okay, F6, you can see here it's for receipt. Okay, here the credit. So under credit it is what? It is cash account debit to Aryan Traders. So in my credit I must choose Aryan Traders. Okay, suppose if you guys are not getting this list of ledgers, just press space bar, you will get it. Okay, and then under I have to choose Aryan Traders. Okay, so you can see that it is showing me the current balance here, that is 15,000. So I'm going to enter 15,000. Okay, so automatically it will take against reference, and it is showing me the pending bill. You can if you guys remember, it was sale 01, the name of the bill, and this is the balance. I will enter, and debit will be cash. Okay, accept the screen. Fine. So let us record. Any doubts in the recording the receipt voucher? Okay. Now let us finish by recording the last transaction. So what was the last transaction? If I'm not wrong, it was drawings account debit to cash account, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now quickly tell me which voucher will be used. Read the definition given to it and just let me know. Guys,
So is it
anyone of you?
payment?
No, no, no. This is not payment. See what exactly is happening here. Okay, understand. Let us understand the transaction. Okay, company withdrew cash of rupees 10,000 for personal use. So is this an expense or an income for the company?
Expense, it's
It is
journal.
an Okay, so yeah, so I've mentioned here journal to record all adjustments and expenses related transactions. So in this case, we will use this journal voucher. And here it says one more thing, to record all adjustments. So what kind of adjustment transaction can we record in journal? So we will discuss all those things in the later classes. But now I will use journal voucher to record the last transaction. Okay, so you can see here journal F7 is the shortcut key. Okay, and here under debit it is drawings account. So you can see here, right, drawings account. I'll take this drawing account. I'll mention the amount. Okay, let me say 10,000. I don't want any one of you to leave the meeting now, because after the end of the session, those who are not there in the meeting, your names will not be listed. So then you will lose your attendance. Okay, so you guys wait. I know that I have taken extra 5 minutes. I'm sorry for that, but yeah. So I will quickly wind up the session. Yeah. So journal, I've taken drawings account in my debit column, 10,000, and credit will be the cash. Okay. Here you can see that cash is not being displayed here. So in that case, I'll go to show more, and then I'll get my cash ledger. I'll select it. It will automatically take the, what do you say, amount there. And narration, again, it's optional. You can give the narration, or you can accept the screen. Okay, so this is how we record all the accounting transactions using accounting vouchers. Any doubts? Okay, so after recording all your transaction, if you want to see those transaction where it has been recorded, you will go to daybook. Okay, daybook will display all the transactions that you have recorded from gateway of tally. You have the option here daybook, which is right below the vouchers. So you can press daybook, and this is going to show me all the transactions that I have recorded. Okay, here it's only showing me 3, but we had recorded more than 3, right? So this is showing me for 2nd of April. So it is showing me all the transactions which I have recorded on 2nd of April. So if I want to change that, what I have to do is make a note of it. I'll press Alt and F2 button. Okay, Alt and F2 button. Here I'll get the option to change the period. Okay, this is from, and we have 2. So it was, our transactions was from 1st of April to 2nd of April. Okay, and either you can do like this, or what you can do is you can just in the from list press space bar, make it empty, don't give any date. And in the two, the same thing, don't give any date. So what it will do is, if you have given all the from and to list as blank, it was going to display every transaction of every date. Okay, now if you press enter, you can see that it is showing me all the transactions here. So how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 options. Sir, it's not coming for me. Alt plus F2. If you guys are using laptop, press Alt function and F2. Alt function key and F2. Did you get it, Pujita?
So to come back to get the daybook, we have to press escape, right?
Yeah, from come to gateway of tally. Okay, go to gateway of tally by pressing escape. So from gateway of tally, go to daybook. You can see here it is right below vouchers. Go to daybook, and it is only showing me the transactions for 2nd of April, because the last recorded transaction was on 2nd April. So if I want to change this period, I'll press Alt F2. Okay, if you guys are using laptop, press Alt function and F2. Okay, then you will get this change period option. If you want all the dates, what do you say, transaction, just make these two fields as blank. So just press space bar, it will make it blank. Then press enter, again press space bar to make the two list as blank. Then again press enter. So it is going to display all the transactions that we have recorded. Is it fine? Any doubts, class, in today's session?
So I'm still not getting the F2, the alt function F2 thing.
You're using a Mac device.
No, I'm using a Lenovo laptop.
Okay, just don't use function. Just press Alt F2. Still you're not getting.
No, sir.
Okay, in that case, what you do is, in this daybook screen, from this daybook screen, in the top right, can you see there is an option called as date?
Yes, sir.
Okay, don't click on that. On the extreme right, you can see that there is a small arrow mark.
Yes, sir.
Click on that arrow mark.
Okay.
And now do you get this option date and period?
Yes, sir.
Click on period.
Okay.
Now did you get the change period screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. There is one more doubt that Pooja has asked me that Sir Varsha is having network issues, so she is not able to join the meeting again. Okay, fine. Varsha, I will make a note of it. Pooja says, Sir, I have recorded sales transaction twice. How do I delete one? Okay. See, very good doubt. If any one of you have recorded any transaction twice, or if you feel like I don't want this particular transaction, I want to delete it. For example, let me take this journal, the last one. Okay, any transaction for that matter. If you want to delete that particular transaction, you just have to place your cursor here. Okay, in my daybook screen, I'll place my cursor on that particular transaction and I'll press Alt D. Alt D is the shortcut key to delete it. Okay, if you are using a laptop, press Alt function and D. So now did you get this option delete? So after this, just press enter. So that particular transaction has been deleted. Did you get it, Pooja? Fine. Okay. So with this, we will be winding up for. Sir, can you please show me the second transaction once again? I'm not getting. Okay, right. Sir, can you please show me the second transaction once again? Sir, I'm not getting the cash account in bank allocation screen. It's showing as check. Okay. Uh, Fine. So the second one, right? Contra entry. Okay. So you say that in your bank allocation screen, you're not getting the cash, you're getting it as a check. Sir, can others leave? Okay. Clash, I'm sorry for today's this thing because I've taken 15 minutes extra. So from the next class onwards, we will wind up with 9:30 itself. Okay. So those of you who have doubts, you please stay back. Those of you who don't have, you can leave the meeting. Thank you. You can practice whatever we discussed today, and in the next session we'll continue. Okay. So thank you, class. Others can leave. Those of you who have doubts, please stay back and clear all your doubts. Your attendance will be marked. Okay. Thanks. Okay. So coming back to the doubt which Maria had. Okay. So here, bank allocation. What you have to do is press space, backspace. Okay, after that your cursor is in the transaction type here. So here you just have to press space bar and here you have to choose. Okay, if cash is not being mentioned here, click on show more and here you can see that you have this cash option. Choose this cash option and press enter. Did you get it, Maria? Please respond. Did you get it, Maria? Fine. I
Excuse me, sir.
assume that. Yeah.
So, where do we find the recordings of the session, sir?
The link will be sent to your group. Okay, you can click on that link and you will find the recording. Okay, fine.
Excuse me, sir.
Ah,
So this is Swati had asked me to stay back in the meeting.
yeah, yeah. Swati, okay, fine.
Oh,
Now, coming to your doubt, you said it is the dates are not being this thing, right? So what you do
yes,
is
sir.
whatever transactions that we have recorded today, you make. Did you make a note of that or anything?
Yes, sir. I've made notes of it, and moreover, we had the recording, right, sir? So I've
Yeah,
made
moreover, you
notes
have
of
the
it. But,
recording. Yeah, you can
uh,
refer to the recording as well. So now,
uh,
actually, I have another class. So what I'll do
mm,
is, you do one thing. You press Alt K. Okay.
okay. Alt A. So I'm getting
Alt.
nothing.
No, not Alt A. It's Alt K.
Okay. Yeah, I have create, alter, select the option.
Go to create. Go to create.
Okay,
Yeah, you're
one minute.
welcome, Maria. Okay.
Yes,
Did you
sir.
go to
I got the same page as yours.
company creation screen? So just create a new company, which we discussed in the first class, and make sure that
Mm.
your financial year beginning from this year, this date must be as 1st
Oh,
April 23.
okay, so I have to create new one more company, and the ledger account also I have to prepare it again.
Yes, prepare it once again. You can, refer to the recordings where
Previous
I have
class.
explained.
But then
Huh?
again, I have the doubt, sir. I have this doubt since I had
Yeah.
recorded all the ledgers with the same name in the previous companies. If I record it again, does it make a difference?
Uh,
As in,
yeah, it is
it
going
will
to
be
make.
accepted, right? It will be
It will be
accepted, right?
accepted. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
because
But
this
then
is a new
any
company.
changes?
Yeah, yeah. No, no, there'll be no any changes or such because you are
Oh,
creating a new company. Even the ledgers will be treated as new ledgers only. It's not going to, refer to the previous company's ledgers. Okay, it will be new ledgers only.
okay, sir. So I have to create a new company, new ledgers, and I have to record the transactions again.
Yeah, you have to record the transaction while you are creating the company. Just make sure that this date should be 1st of April 23. If it's
Yes,
showing
sir.
any other date, just change it to 1st April 23.
Now the page which is displayed on the screen has 1st April 23 as the date, financial year beginning.
Yes, it should be 1st April 23.
Okay, sir. So I'll do the ledgers. I'll record the transactions. If I have any doubt, can I get back to you at the next class?
Yes, yes, sure. Okay. We'll have a waiting period from 8 to 8:10, right? So in that
Yes,
time,
sir.
you can, have clear, you can clear all your doubts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Excuse
Okay,
me,
sir.
sir.
Sir,
Yes,
now can I leave the meeting?
yes, yes, yes. Those who have
Thank you.
no doubts, you can leave the meeting. Thank you. Yeah, there was someone
Thank you so
else
much,
who
sir.
called
Where
me.
do I get?
Huh.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, tell me.
Where do I get today's recorded session?
The link will be sent to your group. You can use that link to access the recording.
Okay,
Fine,
sir. Okay,
fine.
sir. Yes, sir. Can you send it today itself, sir?
I'm not, the one who's actually sending it. There is another person who's going to send you the recording. I will let him know to send it by today. Okay.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, yeah, you're welcome. Okay. So thank you, class. I will be ending the session now. If you guys have any doubts, you can please feel free to ask me in the next session tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, class.